Hi, my name's Noshad, some guys know me as Giovanni, and this is my Spurs video podcast. Giovanni Dos Santos has basically been reported as saying that, you know what, I want to be out in January, and I've actually alluded to the fact that I don't need to see him go in January. I'd like to expand a bit more as to pretty much why I would not be that bothered if he did go. History's full of good players that were released as youngsters that went on to have much greater success at other clubs. David Platt, there's Walker, there are a ton of them. One of the things about Dos Santos, he was playing well for Barcelona. I believe he's got a hat trick for him. He obviously had potential, obviously had talent. The question mark that I think when Tim Vicker was asked this question was that, is he physically going to be strong enough? The pace, he'll have less time and space on the ball, be closing down a lot more quicker. The game's a lot more physical. Is he going to be able to play his role that well? And the first thing I was happy to get, and I was thinking, obviously, Brazilian, obviously talented. Didn't realise he actually played for Mexico at the time. This is the thing: if you play for Mexico, you're not playing the toughest opposition compared to if you're choosing to play for South America. And here's an anecdote that I want to share with you guys. Rivaldo, when he was playing for Barcelona, Barcelona had a centenary match, I believe, and they played Brazil, and he actually chose to play for Brazil against Barcelona. So he actually chose to play against his own teammates because he said, "Are you kidding me? The chance to play for Brazil? I mean, you can't pass that up. Any opportunity to play for Brazil, Now maybe he was very patriotic, but there's something about that that made me think that if Dos Santos was that good a player, he'd be thinking, you know what, I want to play for Brazil. I know he's half. I think he's half Brazilian on his father's side. Mexican on his mother. Maybe he's probably more, closer to feel himself more Mexican than Brazilian. But let's face it, if someone gave him the chance, you get to play the chance for Brazil or for Mexico, you'd want to play for Brazil. Just by sheer talent alone, you'd be thinking, I'm good enough to. If I'm good enough, I can play for Brazil. And I think in that admission, I think he just isn't good enough. I really do. I just don't think he's good enough. I mean, say what you want about, say, Malbranck. He was French, born in Belgium. He said, I want to play for France. I feel French. I was raised in France. I don't want to play for Belgium. I want to play for France. No, I don't think he ever got really picked or anything. But he was very steadfast in that. And they're obviously different players, but there's something about that, I think, and that's indicative about him. Harry said that if he could pass a nightclub the way he could pass the ball, he'd be one hell of a player. I don't know how true that is. I like to think at all levels you're professional, but there's something I remember. I think I saw it against, I think it might have been Ruben Cadena or Shamrock. If you're an inside-out winger, one of the things you don't do is attack the byline. You just don't do it unless you're able to cross with your weak foot. He obviously was, and he got to the byline. Most inverse wingers tend to stay in line with the penalty area, that first line, and that way that's where they can think their ball's in. They don't, he hasn't got that ability, I don't think. I think ultimately, he reminds me of a little bit of Brian Roy at Newton Forest. Loads of pace, loads of skill, but doesn't really have the intelligence or vision really to pull it off, to really apply his talents. And obviously you get that with playing time. The more you play, you learn what will work and what won't work. And he's had playing time. He's gone to clubs in Spain. He's gone to clubs. I think he was at Turkey. I think at one point, and obviously he played in in the Championship. But he's one of those players that's just never going to get the chance. A prolonged run of games at our club. Lennon's always going to be pretty much picked ahead of him. If not Lennon, either Van der Vaart, even Walker maybe. I just can't see him getting a game, and I really thought of him as a solution to our left-hand side. I think most of us did. He's not really a natural left winger. He's an inverse winger, and if you look at, I think right now we've got Bale that does that. We have Pino that can play the inverse winger. We have Cranchot that plays the inverse winger. I just don't see him getting a chance, and I think it's going to be best for all parties that he moves on and hopefully rebuilds his career, and I wish him well. But in terms of, if he wants to go, let him leave. Obviously, get as much money as you can out of him, but I see him being gone in January. Anyway, it's my video podcast. Give a big shout out to the guys at Spurs Forum, .co.uk, Spurs Odyssey, Cartless Recaptain, Spurs Show. If you haven't heard it, it's extremely funny. I mean, Phil Connell's impression of Martin Yole is just, oh my god, it's classic. So yeah, definitely have a look at that. And hey, please click on the ad links. Come and make a few pennies. Thank you very much.